Hello and welcome back to Rizzaknits After Dark. I'm Cassandra and this is my podcast all about knitting and knitwear design. I am a 28-year-old mom of two daughters, Juniper, who is going to be 3 soon, and Viviana, who is 5.5. I am married to my husband Brian. We've been married for 8 years, and we live in Michigan. This is our bedroom. This is where I podcast from. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is Saturday, April 9th, and it is 9:53. I do this after dark at night because during the day I'm busy taking care of kids and doing all sorts of mommy things. So I wait until after they go to bed to get this started. Today I am drinking. I'll share with you. I do this every week. If you've never seen my podcast before, this is just how it goes. Tonight I have, this is the Strawberry Blonde by Arbor Brewing Company. It is another Michigan local. Woohoo! We have the best craft beer in Michigan. Like, hands down. You can't get this selection in other states. I'm a proud Michigander. But this one it's brewed with strawberry juice and spices. It is really, really sweet. It's a little sweet for my typical liking. I did have it the other night with a bowl of grapes, and having the sweet grapes with the sweet beer kind of toned it down a little bit. So if you try it, you might think it's a little overly sweet, but it's a good one to have with like a sweet snack too. So anyways, cheers. I'm gonna get right into my works in progress tonight. I want to get through this tonight, and I'm gonna try not to rush, but we have Star Wars The Force Awakens waiting, so I really want to go watch that. So we're gonna get through this. My works in progress this week, I'm going to start with, I am joining in for the Stuffy Along with the Legacy Knits podcast with Sue and her daughter Chelsea, and I am working on a pattern called Jacobus Monkey. I'm making it for my daughter Juniper for her birthday, which will be at the end of May. She'll turn 3, and she loves Curious George and just like really got attached to a Curious George stuffed animal that we got her. So I wanted to make her something special that she would really love for her birthday. So this is what I have so far. It looks crazy because it's not stuffed and there's still threads and all kinds of stuff going on. But so what we're looking at here is, this is the head. It will get, this is the front. So this is the face. I'm using Noro Teo in the color number 50. So there are some more colors still to go on this project that I'll hopefully get to in like the legs and the arms and the tail. We'll get into more of these bright colors. And then I'm using Spud and Chloe. And this is a cotton, I want to say it's a blend. It is 55% wool and 45% organic cotton. It's worsted. Both yarns are worsted. So this is my accent color for the face and for the ends of the paws. So what's going to happen here is it'll get little safety eyes. I already have those picked out, and then it has where I'll pick up stitches here for the muzzle, and it'll come out and be stuffed also, and it'll have a smiley face. The ears, when you knit the head, it ends up having a row of purled stitches so that you know where to add in the ears. Separated for the arms, similar to the way that you would do a raglan sleeve sweater. So we've got arms. So far this has all been knit one piece, so that's really nice. I'm currently working on the left leg, and then he's got this big round belly, big backside. and he'll get a tail back here. It's a really cute pattern. You should check it out. I'll put the links up to Ravelry. It is a paid pattern. Jacobus monkey. I think that's all I want to say about him for now. If you want to join the knit along with the Legacy Knits podcast, you can go to their Ravelry group. It's the Legacy Knits Nerds. I'll also put that link below. I've been doing all of my show notes under the YouTube videos, and I'll talk about that later, but I'll have show notes and I'll direct you to where to find everything. So that is what I've worked on for that knit along. And then my other work in progress, and this is my unicorn bag, by the way. I never talk about these anymore after I showed them off the first time, but this is my unicorn bag from Lavender and Lemon Zest. I just love this bag. It's so cute. You see that? Sweet little fairy tale unicorns on here. And then arrows down at the bottom. So my other work in progress is my next forthcoming design. The bulk of it is actually done. I am just working on the straps now. I blocked this out overnight and it blocked out beautifully. It's so nice. So this is a custom dye job by Rachel of Fuzzy Knitness. She dyed this up for me. I'll hold it up here for a second so you can kind of get an idea. It's a speckled pink, gray, almost black speckles in some places, and then the overall color, which is hard to catch on this light, is really sort of a yellowy green, but really light. If you check out my Instagram, you can see photos of it a little bit better. I've got my unicorn progress keeper from Jacqueline of Brooklyn Knit Folk. She sent me that. Isn't it cute? I love it. Thank you, Jacqueline. Again, look at us, sweet. This is where my straps are going to be in the back, so that's why I have a couple of, I've got him, my unicorn, and then another one over here where the straps are going to come up. So the back dips down lower than the front. And my favorite part, this is the bottom. You see how it splits? And it's voluminous, so it's kind of a ruffled peplum bottom. Isn't that cute? I'm so excited to wear it every time I try it on, because I've been trying it on as I work on it. It just feels wonderful with that silk in it. So this will come kind of like that around the top. It's going to have straps. The straps will be wide enough to cover bra straps, so you can still wear it with your normal undergarments. And that's why I had these pinned back here too, because I had my husband actually help me pin exactly the distance of my bra strap so that it would cover. And then I'm going to kind of even it out and measure again. But my favorite part is absolutely the bottom. I just love how soft and flowy and drapey it is. And then so this back part here, on me, where this seam hits is like an inch to a half inch above where like the back of my pants come up. So just the teeniest little bit of skin will show there. It's definitely a fun summer top. So it would just be like your pants come like there, and you'd have that teensy little bit where it opens up. But yeah, this pattern will be almost ready for testers pretty soon here. So if you might be interested in test knitting this, let me know already. I'll put you on the top of the list to find out when I need testers. But yeah, fingering weight. So you could really do it in, you could do it in a merino wool, you could do it in cashmere, but you could also do it in like a cotton or linen, or nylon, something, if you wanted something a little, or bamboo. Bamboo would be great for this, for the summertime. So think about it. That's coming up. I started one of the straps. I've been playing around with how I want to do the design, but so far I'm looking at something like this. I'm going to do a little bit longer and kind of stitch it down temporarily and see how it looks. But I wanted something that was definitely wide enough to cover a bra strap because, you know, you don't want those showing. So, yep. I love this yarn. Rachel does amazing work. I know I tell you guys every week, but it's just true. Really beautiful. So those are my works in progress right now. I've been pretty monogamous knitting because I've been so excited about this pattern. I've been keeping this one in the project bag that I won from Hank and Hook. It is by Jessabelle B. That's her tag there. Look at how cute that is. It's got this little leather tab over here as well. And this one's cool because you can hold it on your arm and knit out of it. I've talked about it before, but it's just really cute. It's totally my style. This is my yellow there that I love. Speaking of yellow that I love, what I'm wearing today, this is one of the very first things I ever knit. It's actually a dress. I did it without a pattern. I had just researched how to make raglan sleeves, and I was like, I want to do that right now. So I didn't find any patterns that I was like, oh, I just have to knit that sweater or whatever. I wanted a dress. I think it was summertime when I was making it anyways. So I bought this. It's actually Knit Pick Stroll, so it's a fingering weight. I did the raglan increases for the sleeves. I just did ribbing for the bind off for the sleeves here, ribbing around the collar. It's really, really basic. If I can get up a little bit, I'll show you the sides here. But I did increases down the sides too, so it's like flowy. And it's my favorite color, bright yellow. So, it actually, so Stroll by Knit Picks is supposed to be a superwash. This felted. It felted a lot. Like, it's kind of not long enough to even be a dress. I wore it with pants today. But yeah, it works with leggings still and stuff, but it's real short now. A lot shorter than it used to be. So that was just a little aside. I guess you could count that as a finished object, but it's been finished for like a year. And I wear it all the time. But speaking of finished objects, you notice anything else going on here? My hat's done. I don't know if I can get in the light here. Maybe hold on a second, see if it helps. So you can see this part on here. Let me put that back. Sorry, it's really bright. I just took the lampshade off. So this is my Frankenstein hat, my hybrid hat. I wanted to do, after I made the Regina hat by Karina Spencer for my sister, I loved this band so much that I was like, I need to make something like that for myself too. But I didn't want to do the exact same hat again. So, because I never knit the same thing twice. Like, it doesn't matter. I will always change something the second time through. And I changed things on the original pattern too. I can't, like, I write patterns, but I can't just knit somebody else's pattern as is. It's just, that's just how I am. But, so when I did this band, I did the band from the Regina hat by Karina Spencer. But I changed, so around the edging, I don't want to, oh, it's a free pattern. I can tell you about this part of it. So it actually has, it's a ribbing, so it's a knit, purl, I forget how many, like 8 or 9 stitches across or something, knit, purl, and then you slip the first and last stitch on each side. And I'm assuming that that was to make it like a tighter edge, cleaner edge, and then also when you pick up stitches, like it has you pick up the stitches and then double them on the next round through. So I don't like slip stitch edges, at least not the way I knit. I knit so tight that to do a slip stitch edge actually ends up looking more sloppy and loose for my knitting. So I didn't do the slips. I just knitted or purled, whichever it was on the end. and just pulled tight like I normally do. So my edges stayed nice and tight. And then when I picked up my stitches, instead of having to double them the next round, I didn't have to double them. I just picked up each stitch as is. I hope that made sense. But since I didn't knit the back of the hat, that pattern, I used a different pattern for back here. Hope you can see that. I can't see what I'm showing you, but you can see more of it. I did the lace body from Jana's hat. It's a free hedgehog fibers pattern. And another change that I made was when I was doing the lace repeats on here, instead of doing, I think it calls for 8 repeats, I only did 5 because I don't like super slouchy hats, and they're always too big on me anyways. Like, I don't think I have a very big head. I'm just kind of a small person. So I only did 5 repeats, and then when I did the decreases, another thing that a lot of hat patterns do this, and it's just not something that I like aesthetically to my taste, is where it'll have you decrease to like 30 some stitches and then just pull them together so that it cinches and it kind of puckers. I don't like that puckering look at the back of a hat, so I actually did 1 extra decrease round than what the pattern called for. So it puckers a little bit, which I think is okay for this because it does have a little bit of a slouch, but not as much. It would have been double that back there. I hope I'm actually showing you the back of this hat. I'm just guessing. But yeah, so I did 1 extra decrease round, 3 less repeats of the lace pattern. That's my Frankenstein hat, and I love it, and it matches my tree scarf. I feel like this is going to show up in every single podcast from here on out forever. But look at how nice those go together, too. I love it. I wore this today. This is I made this pattern because I wanted to wear it. Because this is what I wanted to wear for the rest of, the transitional season. Doesn't that look lovely with this hat? I love it. We will talk more about this scarf a little bit later. Take it off now though, because I'm super hot. It's warm in here. So those are that is my finished object. I guess technically it's just this, unless you count the dress. I will move on to mail. I got some mail this week. First, I will tell you about a couple episodes ago. I don't think I mentioned, this is episode 6. I've had 6 episodes so far. That's crazy. So a couple episodes ago, I showed you my Hedgehog Fibers sock club that I got. And I had mentioned not being super thrilled with one of the colorways that I got. It's Hedgehog Fiber, so of course it's beautiful anyways. But it just wasn't colors that appealed to me. It had some greens and blacks in it that I think I called amphibious or something. It just reminded me of like green creepy crawly creatures. So I spoke about it on the podcast, and then one of my Instagram friends who had watched said, I love that colorway, and I have a sock club colorway from a few months ago that I was not thrilled with. Would you like to trade? So she showed me the color. This was Annalena. Her Instagram is ALJ, so it's ALJAYJ knits. She is also a knitting designer. I think she's just starting out. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure she's fairly new, like myself. She's really sweet, Annalena. She lives in Germany, so we decided to do a little swap. She sent me a color that she had gotten in an older sock club from Hedgehog Fibers that just wasn't really her style, so it was perfect. Look at this color. Like, come on. That is so me. It's a bright, bright purple. I don't know, this camera's not going to do it justice really in this dark light, but it is a bright, bright purple with like painted in pink. And then in this section here, it's actually like a yellowy, this bright color. You can't really see, sorry. If I kind of block it a little bit. Not really. But, sorry, I got cut off there. So I was talking about this hedgehog fibers from Annalena. It is called Spook. That's the colorway. I just love it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I didn't really have any plans for any of the sock clubs colorways that I was getting because I didn't know what I was getting. So along with her package, she sent us the sweetest, just little thoughtful thing. She included 4 Kinder eggs. There were 2 girl prize eggs, so like the pink eggs that had little toys in them, and then 2 Star Wars. I have to show you the wrapper because the chocolate's gone. But these are Star Wars Kinder eggs for me and my husband. So we each got one. The chocolate was gone like that. Like we ate ours. But I had to show you what came in mine. It is Han Solo in a little mini ship, and it's so funny. So he's hanging on my dresser now. And then in one of my daughters, she actually told me, Mommy, you can keep the baby one. So it's these little monkeys, a mommy and a baby. And she gave me the baby. She's like, you can keep this one and I'll keep the mommy. I thought that was so sweet. So anyways, we all loved our Kinder eggs. Thank you so much. That was so cute. And then she also included a nice note. And this cracked me up. So this was a postcard she had in there. It says, when in doubt, just add glitter. So that in and of itself was just cute. It's like bright yellow and it's just really my style. What cracks me up is it is a Raid postcard. Raid, like the bug killer. And it's all in German. And that just killed me. I thought that was so hilarious. Look, it matches my dress. Good job, Anna. Anna? Can I call you Anna, or is it just always Annalena? You'll have to let me know. So that was from her. And then I got another little special package today, actually. This is from Natalia. She is a Ukrainian knitter. She found me on Instagram. We've been friends for a little while. And she was aware of my unicorn love. There's Ziggy. He's going to be in every podcast. Just watch. My little Ziggy is so fluffy unicorn. So she sent me this mug. Happiness is believing in unicorns. It's hand painted by an artist on Etsy. I don't know exactly what shop it came from, but she sent it to me. She's currently in New Jersey right now. So she sent it to me after she got here. She goes back and forth between here and the Ukraine. So thank you, Natalia. I absolutely love it. It's so cute. That was so sweet. So that was my mail. We got a little more mail, but I'll talk about that a little later because it's not really knitting related. And so if you're not interested, I'll just leave that for the end. That was mail. I wanted to talk a little bit about my pattern Cobain. That's the striped top with the circular yoke and the open hole details in the back of it. So my test knitters are finishing up, wrapping up. It looks like the majority of them are pretty much done. I've had each size tested from extra small to extra large, and so far so good. Everything's looking great. Everybody's really loving their tops. Orange Jellyfish Dream, and that's Sarah. She's an indie dyer. She has an Etsy shop, and no, I'm sorry, she has her own website. You can find her on Instagram as Orange Jellyfish Dream, and also on Ravelry, I believe she might just be Orange Jellyfish. But anyways, find her on Instagram first because you can link to all of her other stuff there. I will also link to her shop and everything in the show notes. But she finished test knitting Cobain in her own custom colorways, and it turned out like a candy dream. It's so cute. And it just looked amazing on her. So she contacted me today and asked if it was all right to link to the pattern because she's going to dye up some more of the colorways specifically for my top. So if you are interested in knitting the Cobain top in her colors, you can do that. Like you can request her kit for the top. How awesome is that? I love that she just thought to just offer that. So that was really exciting. The pattern should be coming out this week. I don't have a specific day yet because I need to still go through all of the notes from the testers and just, you know, finishing touches on everything, but it should be this week. So look out. It's coming for you. One more little thing, not really little. You guys, I've been talking about this from day one. My Equinox tree scarf and cowl. So I already showed you the scarf. Here's the cowl. This was test knit by a friend of mine in my knitting group. Her name's Caroline. She test knit it for me. This is the cowl. So it is a rectangular. The pattern gives some options for how to close it up, but it uses less than half of the amount of yarn that the scarf uses. So I released it this week. Yay! You can knit it now. Go find the pattern. I'll link to it. It'll be in my Ravelry shop. And I started a Ravelry group. Yay! It's just called Rizzaknits, so it's easy to find. Find the group, join the group, if you want to, but join. Join the group and come hang out with us in there. So in honor of Equinox being released, we're doing a knit along. Yay! All of these exciting things this week happened. So the basic rules of the knit along are: it started on April 8th, which was yesterday when I released the pattern, and it's going to run through June 3rd, which gives you a solid 8 weeks. I'm flexible. If I see that people are joining and it's going to need a little bit longer, I'm flexible. I might change the date, but we're looking at 8 weeks right now. I feel like that's a good amount of time. And what I'm doing, so there will be a giveaway prize at the end. I will make, right now there's a chatter thread for the knit along. You can post, you know, works in progress pictures, talk about what colors you're using, if you're doing the cowl or the scarf, anything. Just go in there. A lot of people are asking questions right now about using different weight yarns because it calls for DK weight, but you can knit it in any weight yarn you want. Worsted, fingering weight, anything. You just need to adjust your needle size to accommodate the yarn that you're using. It will change the size of it, obviously, but that's mostly going to just, it won't change it so much that it wouldn't be something functional still. If you use fingering weight, it's going to be, sorry about that, a little smaller, that's all. If you use worsted, it's going to be a little bit thicker and bulkier. So join the group. There will be a giveaway. And to make it fair, because the cowl is less than half of the work of the scarf as far as length goes, if you do the cowl, you will be entered once into the giveaway. If you do the scarf, you will be entered twice. I just feel like that keeps it fair, keeps it balanced. The hashtag is RizzaKal1. So Rizza, Kal, the number 1. It's the first Rizzaknits along. So Rizzaknits along 1. And Rachel of Fuzzy Knitness, we've been talking about possibly doing a custom colorway as part of the giveaway, but though there will be more than yarn. There will be yarn, but there will be more than yarn in the giveaway for the end of that cal. So it may be a custom colorway that matches a bag, a project bag, or it may be you give her an inspiration and she will dye up a custom colorway for you. That would be cool. We might do that. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about as far as join the group in Ravelry, Rizzaknits. Join the knit along, go buy the pattern, check it out, let me know what you think, ask me questions if you have them. I'm pretty responsive. You can message me on Instagram, on Ravelry. Any of those things will work just fine, and I will answer you. So, acquisitions. I have today, I know last week I said I wasn't buying more yarn. How many times does this happen? So, we were going on a family outing today, and my mother-in-law had just mentioned to us that there was a yarn shop that I didn't know about in Livonia. So that's closer to where she lives. I have 4 local yarn shops within 15 minutes of my house. That's dangerous. And they're all amazing. They're all really unique and like carry a different selection and everything. So it's awesome. But this is one that I didn't know about that's a little bit closer to her, a little bit farther from me. So we stopped in there today because we were going to be in the area. As you do, we had to check this out. So it's called Michigan Fine Yarns in Livonia, Michigan. And I didn't have anything that I was like, oh, I need to buy this yarn for something. So my daughters were with us. Our daughters were with us. And my 5-year-old, Vivi, found the Madelinetosh section. And she was just like, oh, I love all these colors. She's a smart girl. She knows what she's talking about. So she picked this yarn up and she was like, I want this. I want this. Can we get this color? It's so beautiful. She loved it so much. So I feel like it's not really cheating on my yarn diet if it was for her, right? Anyways, so this is what she picked out. It's Madelinetosh. It's called the Radness. Right there. I want to say that it's a Stephen West colorway, but I'm not really sure, so don't quote me on that. But it's mostly a natural color, and then it has speckles of hot pink, orange, and black. And it's so very cute and adorable. It's a single ply, so this is Tosh Merino DK. I asked her what she wanted me to make for her, because this is for her. It's not for me to design with. Although I'll still probably end up designing what I make for her. She wants a top or a dress that she can wear to school, is what she said. So it's probably just going to be a circular yoke top, and I'll knit it as long as I can make it. I might add a contrasting color if I need more yarn to go with it. And then she wanted to add beads, which is something that I've been wanting to try anyways. So I'm going to end up throwing these beads into the pattern. They're clear with silver center beads. So that'll be fun. I've been wanting to try beading anyways. So she has really good taste, my 5-year-old. And then the little one, Juniper, not to be left out, picked out a little box of pom-poms. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they'll end up on something for her. Maybe her monkey will, I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe something for her monkey to go along with it. They actually match really well with the Noro. Wow, that's so funny. She didn't even see this yet. This is the colorway I picked out for her. And these are the pom-poms she picked out. How funny is that? I knew this was her colors. So those were my acquisitions. And then this is what I was telling you about. If you're not interested in non-knitting things, feel free to, turn the show off and go find the Ravelry group and join. But if you are, I have a few other extras here that I wanted to show off. The first is, I'm not even going to open this up because it's actually a gift for Rachel. She knows what it is. It's a little notepad with this silly, like, cutesy drawing of a cat that says IDGAF, if you know what that stands for. And then they also threw in this really cute card with an envelope. So I'm going to keep that because I love that cat. And I love cats. So this is from a shop in, where was it? It's like Europe somewhere. Yeah. And it's called I Like Cats. So I just thought that was really funny. And this is her notebook back here. And like all of his packaging is so funny too. You see that? Yay! I like cats. And then a little handwritten note. Thank you, Toby. I love it. So funny. So that was non-knitting related. And then the other two things here I'm excited about. This is Batman Comics collection called Mad Love. It is by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. And if you're familiar with the Batman the Animated Series, this is the team that worked on that heavily, the artist and writer. And I really was looking forward to reading this because it's a Harley-based storyline. And I love Harley and her whole story of being the Joker's therapist and then falling in love with him. Like, that's just so funny. The illustrations are so fun. I love that Harley. So I'm going to be reading this hopefully soon. I never have time for reading, but that's going to go on the list. And then last but not least, dun, dun, dun. Look at how pretty this box is. It's sparkly. When in doubt, just add glitter. Star Wars did. They got the memo. The Force Awakens. If you have not seen this movie yet, what are you doing? Go watch it. It's so good. The main character is like this super badass female, and she's amazing. So, with that said, I'm going to go watch this again right now. Yay! Star Wars. That's all for tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and hit subscribe if you enjoy my show. Go join the Ravelry group. Get started on the knit along for Equinox, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye!